guys. So what do you think about the new lights? Same type of light housings, but they retrofitted it with LEDs, so it's a lot brighter in here. So we're excited. We can see what we're doing better than we ever could before. And now you guys can see what we're doing better than we ever could before. And we're trapped inside here because can't leave, so better be at the shop to work. So okay, we're gonna film more stuff for you guys. Today, we'll introduce you to this Nissan R33 GTR. Turbo's on the wrong side, but it's an RB, so it's on the right side for RB. Okay, so it's right-hand drive. Well, they all would be. That was dumb. Come on. Okay, so this is like a really clean one. This dude, I think, switched it from just a normal R33 GST probably to what he did do is upgrade the transmission, I think. So that has an R34 transmission, the Getrag, similar to a V160, but with transfer case. I think that's what he did. Rest of it is probably just a GTR. I guess I'd have to ask him more questions, but it's got a lot of parts. This was at a different shop, and then he pulled it from that shop because they weren't finishing it, I'm assuming, something like that. And yeah, we're trying to use most of the parts he had, with the exception of some we're just not going to use if we don't agree with it, and then move forward with this project as much as we could. He has like this homemade surge tank, I believe. I don't think it's somewhere you'd buy it because it's unfinished. We're gonna weld those bungs on it. He had this big fuel pump, MagnaFlow, single feed pump. I guess that's the way he wants to do it. That's not how we normally do stuff, but that'll work. We're gonna have to get a different fuel like cover there where you'd have your drop in for your tank. That one, the previous shop had like so heavily modified it that there's nothing left to work with. We don't want to glue it. Every barb has been cut off except this one. Yeah, I just feel like there's better ways to go. So Powerhouse has a really nice looking one that'll have ANs already in it. Might cost a little bit more, but we won't have to mess with it and it won't fail later where we have to come back and redo it. So that's like our thought, is just do the right part first. Over here we have a lot of stuff going on where they had like, looks like they had these mocked up and did the dump tubes already, or done. This is the intake manifold. Wastegates are there. So there's a lot of stuff that we just need to mount and assemble, but there'll be like hiccups along the way, and we'll bring you guys with us and show you how this car comes together. But today's day one. Probably won't work on it every day, but we'll do like 3 days or 2 days in a row, get some stuff done, order up some parts that we'll need, go from there. All right, but that's the car. Lots of cool stuff. Look at the brakes, wheels. Overall, it's a nice car. Has a lot of potential. Oh, we gotta make a fan shroud with those fans. Wait, what are we doing, Joe?
I guess we're looking at some Skyline. Oh,
I'm holding gear wrench tools. Put it back when you're done working. Okay, I did. Hey guys, wanna see underneath the underside of a Skyline? Check it out. Okay.
there's some stuff going on.
So
Some unfinished stuff because there's a filter that's gonna go right here and we don't have the bracket for it, but
I ordered it, it'll be here soon.
yeah, cool.
But look at this highway. It's a really parallel highway with XRP Pro Plus. We were gonna use different, the only reason we were gonna use different, wouldn't have been our choice, but he had his own PTFE line, but it kind of just,
It didn't work properly.
it didn't work with the fittings.
And that's the whole reason that we use XRP, is because it
it's
just
easy.
works.
So
Anyway,
we did it. He can take it home with him later, somewhere over there. But, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So these are the two, one's the feed and one's the return. We have a dash 8 and dash 6. And they're both going back here. They punch through the firewall. I guess you can't really call it much of a firewall because it goes into the trunk. But it punches through the chassis right there behind the fuel tank. Titanium. A lot of the reason he wanted to redo the fuel system is because he was concerned about fuel starvation. So whoever...
Jeez, he's ahead of the game. 22.
Whoever ran things at the last shop really wanted him to have a surge tank. So there's a custom surge tank in there. That big stainless steel. It's like a gallon tank or something like that.
Yeah, he had made that, or most of it, and then we just had to weld these bungs on, and Joe did it. This is his big giant. We showed you the pump and this before they were welded on, but now look at it. Now look at it.
Yeah, so
it's beautiful.
So this is the top of the fuel tank. We're waiting on a part to come in from that, but basically there's going to be a lift pump in the tank that sends fuel to the surge tank. The surge tank fills up, and this pump is the main pump, and it's drawing directly from the bottom of the surge tank. So there's no chance that it'll ever run low on fuel or run dry. And so it fills this up, and then the fuel that doesn't get used from this goes through the return line and goes back into the top of the surge tank to fill it even more. And then the last step is this line goes from the surge tank back to the fuel tank, and any extra fuel gets sent back in.
And when he said doesn't get used from this is the motor. So this is on its way home from the motor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that got done. And then bunch of little things, because there was like nuts and bolts that were loose everywhere you look, just because it was at another shop where they had parts coming on and off. So Joe's kind of like going through and finding those surprises before it's like done, and you find it when it's leaking. He's like making sure it's not going to go that route, or if we need something, or like the starter wouldn't fit because it has a different starter. So we're doing stuff like that. Yeah,
this whole project it's one we're familiar with, but it's interesting in the sense that we have to partially assemble things to find out what is and isn't going to work as far as like the parts that he's provided us. So we'll do things like the oil filter relocation stuff and find out, oh, we need this part or something like that, and then we have to just write it down and put it on the back burner, and then when we order parts, we'll order them all at once, and then we can work on the car more consistently.
Like a whole day or 2 whole days worth. He did make a new clutch line because that one wasn't the right kind before, if it would focus. It's just like XRP-3, and then you put the injectors and fuel rail on so you could build that part too.
Yeah, and then I welded on the flange for the blow-off valve because that's exactly where I wanted to put it. And then also got to do a little titanium welding on the downside.
And then weren't you were working on like, ooh, that's cool.
We don't normally get to do that, but that's always
He was working on like mounting an oil cooler or looking where it would fit, things like that. We'll keep you guys posted. Let us know what you want to see. If you have any comments, let us know. Or something that I didn't show you want to see, we'll cover it.